Today we will talk about Tisha B'Av, Second Temple, not second, all temples they destroyed, and we'll try to understand what is the meaning of Tisha B'Av. We'll start from the question, what we miss without temple? Why we need temple? General life is good. We can manage without temple. What it gives us, what it will add to us. Now we have problems, and then temple will be there. Everything is be already fine. Everything will be all right. No, still will be problems. So why we so prayer, ask, yawning? You say there is a word yawning that you like that you
No, yawning.
Yearning.
no. It's something that you
Yearning.
yearning
Yeah.
for temple. Why? But in order to understand even this question, I will tell you a few interesting things. First, in time the temple was built in Israel, people used to come here by foot or by donkey from Mesopotamia, from Bavel. It means 2,000 kilometers. Think about 2,000. They go by foot with children, wives, old men. 3 times a year or 2 times a year. Sometimes they stay from Pesach to Atzeret. Or even it's 1 time in a year. Why?
It's a mitzvah.
What they get there? It's mitzvah. Of course, yeah, great mitzvah, but there are a lot of mitzvot. You know, it's very weird, this situation that's so many people, thousands, 10,000, 100,000 people by foot go this distance. 3 weeks it took them. 3 weeks journey and back. Another 2,000. Why? Even more, there is something even more weird. In Second Temple, first temple would stand 410 years. Second temple, 420 years. In these 420 years, there were 300 Kohanim Gdolim. 80 years, it was some rabbi, the Kohen, Yochanan, Kohen Gadol. In another 40 years, it was someone, Shimon HaTzadik. He also was. So take from this 420 years, 120 years, that those two righteous people were there. So it means that each year someone died. Each year this Kohen Gadol died. And part of them, they died in Kodesh HaKodashim, and that's why they had a golden chain in their near their stomach. Then if they die in Kodesh HaKodashim, people pull him out because they are forbidden to get into Kodesh HaKodashim. And they pay money, a lot of money. There is a story that some Marta Batbaitus paid a few kilos of gold in order that Shimon ben Gamla will be Kohen Gadol, and all of them died in this year. Think about it. They know for sure ahead that they will die or in Kodesh HaKodashim or at least in this year that they will live there. And still they desired to go there, though that they know that they die. I want to show you about that. Look, those sources that I give you now, they were not so good quality. They some problems they had, but a little bit we can understand here. It's a Gemara in Masechet Yoma. It's your first source. You see, the first time temple, which stood for 410 years, had only 18 high priests. I mean Kohen Gadol, who served it in the second temple, which stood for 420 years, had over 300 high priests serving it. How it can be? 300, it means that each year someone died. So why they try to get in with absolutely knowledge, and they are sure that they will die, and still they try to go there. Why? That's what we'll try to understand. Now, yeah, please.
I mean, we know this from history, right? That like countries that have many rulers, it shows instability. It shows like a lack of continuity. I think, right?
Yeah. No, but I'm asking about Kohen Gadol, high priest. Why he tried to get in?
Right.
He personally, why he choose get in there that he knows ahead that he'll die? Yes.
I heard explanation from that they were doing this because they didn't really care. They knew they were going to die, but didn't care because they just wanted to be known as someone who did. They wanted the fame, even if it cost their life.
You know some another example like this? In order to be famous, that he died this year, he's not care. He doesn't care to die.
No, but we have another Rabbi that they
Just
to be close, so close.
They want to get close to Hashem. They didn't want to die. They didn't know that they are going to die. I'm asking. I ask you if you have another example in reality. There is no such a thing. Who will do that? Yeah.
I think many people do this.
Give me example.
I think
People that are doing terrorist attacks, they want to
Because-
be known that they did this.
Yes,
And they knew they were gonna die.
that's what it's is that is what motivate them. In order to be
Yeah.
famous, it have to be the absolute idiot. They don't do it for famous. No. They do it for they believe in their mission. They are evil mission. They are bad. They are criminals. But for them there is some idea. In order to be famous, you have to, you're able to die, and we're not talking about some like the garbage of society. We talk about the highest, the intelligent people, the very clever and scholars. Why they should do that? Yes, please.
Because they didn't know they were going to die.
They did know.
They didn't know
They
that
didn't know.
what
They
happened
didn't
in
They
previous year
They
and
thought
previous.
maybe
and
they
previous.
thought they were special, that they were holy. And
But
that
you have to
even-
be stupid in order to think like
No,
this.
no.
They weren't stupid. 300 years somebody died, but I know I probably will stay. Why? In a sense, you wouldn't do that. We have to find real reason. Okay. What really happened there, that each Israeli that get to temple and bring his korban, it's not sacrificed. There is another word. It's like a, how is another word instead of korban? It's not sacrifice, but
volunteer.
Offering.
how?
Offering.
Offering. Yes, his offering. When he brought his korban there, he realized then that he is not him, that he is a soul. It's very difficult to explain because we are very far from them, and we try to understand in intelligent equipment about something that in border of prophecy, but still we'll try. Think about it. We live in our world in the illusion that we are we. Each of us, we have this illusion that I am I. Why it's illusion? Because but logically you understand that you are not you. Why logically you're not you? Because 20 years ago you look like you were different than where you now. When you say today me myself, you identified yourself with something that 20 years ago you didn't know, you didn't want it. 20 years ago, when you say I myself, you identified yourself with something absolutely different, that there is no connection to your previous life, to your temporary now. And also, Bezat Hashem, another 50 years from now, you will identify yourself with something absolutely different than you are now. Bezat Hashem, you'll develop, you'll be clever, deeper, more righteous, the other thing, you'll be somebody else. So, if you understand that, you also understand that someone that's sitting here now, in this moment, in this chair, it's one of my revelation. It's not me. It's just my aspect, one of my shades of my personality, not me. Real me, it's something that it's not some situation, it's continuation, it's a process. That one of this aspect of this process I call me now, but I understand that it's not me. And really that's what they felt. When they came to temple and they brought their offers, they suddenly understood that they are part of nation, part of Knesset Israel. It's not a nation. It's Knesset Israel, Am Israel. And when they identify themselves with all generation, all people, all Knesset Israel, their soul, this is their soul, they knew that their body will die, but they are part of something huge, something eternal, something infinite. And for them, it was such a great experience.
But
Just a moment. Such a great experience. They were willing to go for this experience, for this feeling, 2,000 kilometers. The problem is that sometimes we are delighted of something, and little by little you are forget, or you get used to, and it's already you use your excitement when you had in, let's say, in Rosh Hashanah, in Yom Kippur, you were so excited, and suddenly, okay, now you are okay, and you need another Yom Kippur. In the same time, they felt it in temple. Yes, please. You wanted to say something? No, okay. And that what was idea of temple. The same thing happened to Kohen Gadol, but in even higher level. Kohen Gadol, when he get into Kodesh HaKodashim, he became real like a soul, not a man. I don't remember, just a moment, I will check.
Okay, now, weren't the majority, or a good portion of the Kohen Gadol, they were the, what do you call it? The two different camps. No, Sadokim.
Yes, you're right. There
So
were
they
Sdakim and
fought
the boy,
people.
and still, even these kind of people, that they weren't, they didn't went in a way of Torah Israel, but still, they were people that they thought that they serve Hashem. They didn't. What does it mean Tzdokim? They were Jews. They were scholars. They are righteous people. That they thought different, mistakenly. They thought that there is that they were in argument, like in conflict with rabbis, but it was like a two opinions, two ways in Judaism that they were mistake. But still, it's something special. It's something special people. And them also. It's written in Masechet, in Parashat Vayikra, בספר ויקרא, בפרק ט"ז, it's in 16 chapter. It's written that when Kohen Gadol went into Kodesh HaKodashim, it shouldn't be any man there, any person. You have Torah in English here? Good. Thank you. It's very special, pasuk. And it's written like this, very special. Pay attention for each word of this pasuk. It's verse 17. Any person shall not be in the tent of meeting, like an oil moed, when he comes to provide atonement in Kodesh HaKodashim. That is it. Any person shall not be there, but he, himself, his person. In Hebrew, it's not written person. In Hebrew, it's written a man. וכל אדם לא יהיה באוהל מועד, בבואו הקודש. I'll read this. וכל אדם לא יהיה באוהל מועד, בבואו לכפר בקודש, עד צאתו, until he'll get out. וכפר בעדו ובעד אחר. It shouldn't be any man, but he himself.
So he's not a man.
Actually, it's until he leaves.
And about that said Reb Tzadok Milublin in book Pri Tzadik. He says, הכהן גדול כשנכנס לקודש הקודשים, שם נתפשט מכל גשם וגוף, והיה רק נשמה, בלא גוף. When he went into this קודש הקודשים, he quit be a person, and he became that was written, a soul with no body. Just a moment, I have to write here something also. When I learn as you, I also learn myself. Just a moment. Yes?
But then it means that the people that they were, the Kohen Gadol, they were dying. It means that when they enter, they were still a man. They weren't something else.
No, it happened immediately. When they get into, they became a soul, and their body, it wasn't already important for them. It's nothing. It's a body. It's not man. Today we identified ourselves with our body. We understand that we are not body. We understand that, but still, we have an illusion that we are body. Not that we are. That we have it. We are unified with our body. With our body. They no. So for them, okay, my body will die. So what? I myself will stay there in upper world, in world to come, in Garden of Eden. I'll stay there forever. So why should they care that my body will die? You understand that? And for them, this experience that they exciting with that his unifications, that with his oneness, with his soul, with Hashem, with this light of God, for them it was so strong that he didn't care about his life, like Nadav and Avihu. Even though they will know ahead that they will die, so what?
So why does he have to wait till Yom Kippur? Why doesn't he just go on a regular day?
Why in Yom Kippur? What?
I say, why? Sorry, not Yom Kippur. Whenever he's going inside the temple, it's Yom Kippur, no?
Only on Yom Kippur.
Okay, so why does he have to go dafka on Yom Kippur? Why not? If the whole reason is just that he could be connected with Hashem
It's
and not to
it
do
was,
not
Well,
damage
he's
to.
not allowed
it was
to go any
forbidden.
other
He
day.
couldn't get into. It's just once a year he could get there on Yom Kippur only. Hmm?
But isn't this kind of disrespectful to the Mikdash? I mean, obviously it's disrespectful that Hashem doesn't want you to go in, and you go in anyway to connect. But it's disrespectful. You are bringing tumah over there. You are dying. Your body will have tumah and kodesh kodeshim. This is
Yes, you're right. But probably they thought that this kind of tumah, it's like if you bring tumah to fire, fire will burn this tumah, and that's it. It's nothing. Now, everything that we describe now about this Beit HaMikdash, that's what it changed all their perception of reality. Everything that they understand different than we are. Maybe I'll give you this example that maybe I told you that before, but it's a good example again. We perceive our reality only in a little bit in a childish way. We think that this is a table, and this is a sky, and this is a pen, and this is my glasses. It's childish. Really, we understand logically that behind each thing that exists in the world, behind this thing, there is idea of this thing. Think about it.
Does the root of its existence mean that it is not a table, sky, pen? Does it mean that it isn't, or is it just it's
No, it
more
means
than
that table, sky, and pen, it's just revelation of idea. Because table, it can be the same table in kitchen, in here, and in surgery. But it's different functions of table, but you call the same name. It can be table of lechem apanim in a temple. Absolutely different need, but still you call the same name. Why? Because there is some idea of table. And that in this way is everything. We are also represent some idea of ourselves, and we called this idea of our personality, we called it a soul, nishama. That this nishama has this own revelation, like me now in this moment, but it's just this revelation of my idea. When they brought korbanot, like offers to Beit HaMikdash, think what they did really. If you don't understand in deep level, it's very, very barbaric thing in korbanot. You take some like a small, how's a small sheep, like a lamb, yeah, exactly, like lamb, white, good, nice lamb. You bring it to Beit HaMikdash. You cut it through of this lamb, and you put blood of this lamb in some place, and you burn it. Burn it and then you take this what remain after that. Gichalim, how Gichalim, how is it?
Coals.
Cold. And you throw it away. Why? What it gives you. If you eat that, it's like a korban chatat or shlamim, Pesach. I understand people eat meat, okay. But here, you take like an ox and you burn it and throw it away. Why?
It's got donuts.
Pardon?
It's got a small coat donuts to do. That's how.
I don't know.
A kind of sparkle told us to do it.
Yes, that's what I try to understand. What it gives us, how it should influence on us.
Because we're following what kind of sparkle wants us to do.
Of course, we should follow what the Kadosh Baruch Hu said us to do. Of course, like any mitzvot, all mitzvot, we are obey to what Hashem tell us to do. But every mitzvah, including paraduma, has its own purpose.
But we don't
Sometimes,
know that.
just a moment. Sometimes part of that we know, but we don't know. But we don't know the purpose of that. But there is something that what we can learn from that. This is the difference between Tamei mitzvot. It means that something that you have taste of this mitzvah. It's not a mitzvah itself. It's a taste of mitzvah. Tamei mitzvot. Or reason for this mitzvot. Reason for this mitzvot, we don't know. But what we can learn from this mitzvot, yes, we can. From each mitzvah. So Rav Kook asked this question: why should we? What's the meaning of all that? And he says in Apelei Torah, in page 10, he says, yes, when you burn this lamb, what it stands in your soul from this lamb? Just idea. You saw it few minutes ago. It was lamb. Now it's nothing. So you try to perceive reality by idea. But what its lamb represent? This lamb has some idea, and you try to relate to a lamb not by its body, or by color, or by its taste, but by idea. We, without temple, we perceive this world like a children in primitive way. We think the table is table, and pen is pen, and me is me. But really, we are not. Really, we are ideas. And that's what temple gave us then.
Yeah. But what it doesn't explain why in the first temple only 18 high priests and the second one every year.
Yes.
The high temple was higher level.
Nahon, you're
So
right.
it should have been
Yes.
the opposite.
Yes, you're right. Very good question. Absolutely right. The thing is, there is even higher level than to be spiritual. What the higher level of even higher level of spiritual? When you take your spirituality and you bring this spirituality to this world, and you start to relate to everything that from one hand you see its idea of chair, and from the other hand you see the chair itself. This level even greater. First level, you think that this is just a chair. It's a primitive way. Higher level, you relate like in philosophical way that this is idea. And even higher level, it's already prophecy level, that you see every man, every tree, every bird, that it tells you something, say to you something, and you start to understand the language that HaKadosh Baruch Hu talks to you through this reality, through our historical events, through your connection with your children, with your wife, with your neighbors. Everything for you, it's a Hashem's presence, and this level were only to those Kohanim that they were in first temple, and in second temple there are 3 righteous Kohanim that they didn't die in this time, and about them we sing in Yom Kippur, Mare Kohen. Emet ma nehedar, emet ma nehedar, haya mare Kohen gadol. Why they were so happy? From what they excited that Mare Kohen gadol, he get there and get out. B'tzeto מבית קודשי הקודשים. He get out from Garden of Eden, from paradise. Get out for us, in order to serve us, in order to help us, in order to work here. It was such a... And today we have this thing, and that's what we miss in Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av, it's not only our yearning for past, it's our yearning for future. We try to live in expectation that will change our perception of reality. And as a result of this changing, Beit HaMikdash will be built. Yeah, please?
It's somewhat off topic, but right, we are expected that Tisha B'Av will become a day of celebration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we expect it that it will be this year?
Exactly, yes. Each year, yes. Be'ezat Hashem. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Austin.
I mean,
You visiting?
yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we can go for the day.
Yeah, you